3, 2, 1. Three, two, one. We are live.
We are live.
We are live.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Aaron.
My name is Daniel.
And this is the second episode of the Summer Pod podcast.
Wow. Second episode.
Second episode, man.
We're doing good.
We're doing this. We're doing this.
I remember when we were just like,
it was just an idea.
yeah, it was just an idea. Like a few weeks ago, we were
Yeah.
like, no, not even a few weeks ago.
It was a long time ago.
It was like a few months ago.
Many months.
Many months. And I remember
We
I was
were
still
on
in school and
we were on a bike ride.
We
Remember?
were just talking about it. But you didn't think, I feel like you didn't think this would actually happen. But
I
like,
didn't think it would happen
yeah.
because we've had a lot of plans.
Yeah.
And they never worked out.
Yeah.
But this is a plan that worked out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exciting stuff. Just to preface, we have some background noises going on this morning. You want to elaborate, Daniel?
Yeah, so we're setting up. We're all, you know,
We're getting ready.
we're dandy. Sorry, I'm like so tired. Right? We're setting up, and this guy just decides to pull out a jackhammer.
Our lovely neighbors, we love them, but
love 'em. I
they
bet
are
he hears us
doing
right now.
really loud jackhammering this morning, and it's a little bit distracting. So if you hear banging and clashing noises in the background, that's what it is.
No,
the
it's
neighbors.
just Oren Lonstein
Yeah,
behind
it's
the
just
camera.
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just jackhammering away behind the
Daniel,
camera.
let's go right into it.
Yeah.
Tell me about your week. What's been going on?
My week has been good. It's been, ups and downs. I'm still going to that internship that I talked about before.
Oh yeah.
I was hiking, I think, like a week ago, and I guess I ran into some poison ivy or some poison oak, and my legs are killing me right now. They're itching, they're red, they're swollen.
Wow.
Yeah, they're legs.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
You got poison ivy?
I don't know if it was poison ivy or it was poison oak, or I'm not sure what it was. But I got like the symptoms like a couple days afterwards, and then I went to the doctor because it was so bad, and it was just a nightmare.
So sorry to hear about that, Daniel.
No, it's okay. Thank you.
So
I appreciate
sorry.
it. Yeah.
Anything else going on besides your red and itchy legs?
Not really. I'm trying to think. No, it's just been a good week. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been going on with you?
This week's been pretty good. Pretty good. I went on a bike ride recently, actually, and it was going to be a great bike ride from my house to the top of the observatory. It's like a 27-mile loop. Done it before. This time, however, I got two flat tires.
Two flat tires?
2 flat tires.
Oh, my God. In the same wheel?
It was the same wheel. Yeah. It was the back wheel, which I got a flat many months ago.
Yeah.
Which we patched.
Yeah.
So it was holding there fine, and then just popped
Damn.
again, and then we fixed it and made it to the top of the observatory, and then when we came down the hill at the end, it was flat again. Yeah.
How long was the whole bike ride?
So it was supposed to only be like 2.5 hours, and then
Yeah.
it worked out to like 4 hours.
How many miles?
It was 27.
Oh, wow.
27 miles.
That's crazy.
So it was fun, but it was long and it was hot, and I was pretty miserable at the end.
Wow.
I have to say.
Damn. What do you know what went in the tire? Like, do you know how it happened?
Well, one of them was definitely a blowout,
Okay.
because there was a little bit of a bulge in the
Yeah.
tire. Because the tire was, like I said, it was popped before, so it was a little bit messed up. And then when we put in the new inner tube, there was a little bit of a bulge,
Uh-huh.
so the air wasn't distributed properly. And then you could tell because it was like the side of the tire
Yeah.
that blew out. It wasn't
Yeah.
like a puncture.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just annoying.
You know what I think about when I hear blowout? Have you ever seen Frozen? Like, yoo-hoo,
Yes.
big summer blowout.
What?
You know the guy who goes like, yoo-hoo, big summer blowout?
He's
No.
like the yodeler guy.
Yeah, the yodel, like when the guy goes in the shop and then
Is this Frozen 1 or Frozen 2?
Frozen 1.
Oh.
Nobody watches Frozen 2.
I liked Frozen
I don't know
2.
why they made a Frozen 2.
Frozen 2 is pretty good.
Frozen was so, actually, fun fact, my sisters, they love Frozen. They
Do they?
yeah, they do.
Oh.
it came
Go
out
figure.
It came out in 2013, and I could not stop hearing Frozen songs in the
it was a
car.
movement.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah,
it was
cult
it was
following.
it was supposed to, like, they weren't expecting it to be that big. They were actually expecting it to just be, just a regular Disney movie that, gets a bit of attraction, all that stuff, but they didn't expect it to be like the next like Cinderella, or like, you know what I mean, like the next big thing. And then all of a sudden they got so much positive feedback, and they had to start making merch, and they had to start making
the
toys.
merchandise was huge.
Yeah,
the Elsa like princess costume, whatever. No, I remember hearing about this.
Yeah,
during the Christmas following the release of the first Frozen. You could not get the Elsa princess dress.
Yeah,
it was sold out everywhere.
It's because
everybody wanted
they didn't make enough supply for the demand.
Yeah. Look at you, economics.
Yeah. Never took a business class in my life.
But the Frozen, the principles of Frozen economics is just universal.
The Frozen market is going up.
The Frozen market
is only going up, not going down. We should invest in Frozen.
Speaking about investments,
this episode is sponsored by Frozen.
Jeff Bezos. We got to talk about that guy.
Oh, Jeff Bezos. Okay.
He's going on a little trip somewhere.
He is.
Where's he going, Daniel?
So he's taking his brother to the moon.
Not to the moon. Not to the moon. They're going to space.
Oh,
they're gonna do a 10-minute. Okay, Jeff Bezos.
I didn't read up on this topic, but you can talk about it.
So Jeff Bezos, he has a space company. It's called Blue Origin. And Elon Musk has a SpaceX company. So
is that really quick? I just want to add, is that the same thing as SpaceX, do you think, or are they?
They're both a space exploration company. Okay. Obviously, they're doing different things, but they have the same goals.
Okay, got it.
So, but Elon Musk is definitely more focused on Mars. That's for sure. Anyway, so there's a rocket ship that Bezos has built and perfected, he believes. So him and his brother and a random guest and a couple other people are going to do a trip to space, and they'll go up into the into space, and they'll do a 10-minute orbit, and then they'll come back down.
Oh, okay.
And
it's him. To the moon.
And it's funny because Bezos, he can do anything he wants. He can go anywhere he wants.
Yeah.
And he chooses space, which I guess as I read always has been a passion of his and a dream of his to go to space.
I mean, look, I feel like if you have so much money, you're gonna want to go to space. Because maybe only NASA, only big government. I don't know, like big corporations, like they're able to fund that. But I feel like if you had billions of dollars, wouldn't you want to go to space?
Well, that's the question. Is it worth it? Is it worth the risk? Because what if you get in that spaceship and then you get blown up?
Well, yeah, but
because it's a real possibility.
That's true.
And obviously, that would be sad. But
yes,
it's a risk.
Speaking of Jeff Bezos not coming back, there's a petition.
Oh, that's the other thing.
There's a petition. Over 60,000 people signed this petition. They don't want Jeff Bezos to come back to Earth.
Yeah, there's a group of people that don't want Bezos to come back. They want him to stay in space. So there's a petition with like 65,000 signatures.
Yeah,
with people trying to get Bezos
increasing by the day.
If
you guys want to sign it, it's put the link in the
bio to the petition if you want Bezos to stay in space. And then the other notable thing is this other seat that was up for auction. You could bid, and if you were the highest bidder, you would win, and you would go up to space with Bezos and his brother. You know what the winning bid was?
What?
Take a guess. Take a guess, Daniel. These are some space enthusiasts who are bidding. So how much do you think?
$1 million.
$1 million?
$1 million.
Before the auction even went live, it surpassed $2 million.
Holy moly!
It actually, I think, surpassed like 4.4 right when it went live. So what do you think was the winning bid? It started at 4.4.
$6
million.
$6 million.
$28 million. $28 million somebody paid.
What the hell?
To sit next to Bezos and go to space.
But I mean, if you have the money, who wouldn't pay $20 million to go into space?
And it's going to be donated. The money's going to be donated.
Oh, okay. But for billionaires, especially, $20 million is what, like $100? Even less?
Yeah, if you have a lot of money, it might, relative to your net worth, it might not be that much. But yeah, that's incredible. $28 million for like a 10-minute orbit in space.
Think about what you can do with $20 million. What, 20 or 28?
28.
$28 million. What can you do with $28 million, Aaron?
You could do a lot.
What would you do with $28 million?
$28 million if I'm going to spend it?
If I gave you $28 million, if this podcast generated $28 million in revenue.
That's a good podcast.
And I would say, Aaron,
this is a really good podcast.
I would say, Aaron, we did well. Here's $28 million. What would you do?
$28 million. First thing I would do, you know what? This would actually just blow all the money. I was door dashing one time, and I door dashed to this guy's house. Probably shouldn't say his name because he's famous.
Oh, really?
But I will. No one knows him.
Okay.
His name's like Robert Tudor. He's just like some like philanthropist,
Tudor.
Chairman, something. Anyway, he has this
Shout out to Robert Tudor.
ginormous.
He sponsored this.
It's like a
episode.
$25 million house up in Mulholland, and I was door dashing one time, and I
Okay.
delivered to his house, and it was like the mansion of all mansions.
Wow.
And then I looked it up on Zillow. And
Oh.
I got the Zillow Zestimate
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
price, and it was like $25 million.
I feel like I do that all the time when I go to someone's house. Like I just look it up. Like I look
You
it up
look
on
up
like
the price.
Zillow or Redfin. And I'm just I'm interested in real estate.
You're a real
Ish.
estate guy.
I'm a real estate guy.
You're a real estate guy.
I'm a real estate guy. What could you do? What are you doing? Anyways,
Is that
So-
how they talk?
yeah, real estate guys talk like
I
that.
didn't know that.
Yes, you go up to a house, you look up the price,
The Zestimate.
this
actually,
estimate.
on Zillow.
You get some coffee, you walk your dog.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, I'm gonna
Nice.
stop with that. Yeah, I mean, like I just look up, houses because it's just interesting to me. And the
Yeah.
housing market now,
Housing
is
market's doing
super
really
inflated.
good.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, like I know like the houses especially in LA, like they went up from like 800,000 to like 1.4 million, which is crazy. Like
And even houses outside of urban communities.
yeah,
Because especially during COVID, working from home, a lot of people ended up moving out of the city.
Yeah.
Because you're not commuting to work anymore.
Yeah.
And get a house outside of the city. So even prices there are increasing.
yeah, it's crazy because like I mean like I remember, oh my god, this guy's drilling.
There's a lot of drilling going on.
What is he doing? This must be really important.
It must be totally just
What
I
do you
don't
think
know.
they're drilling? A pool maybe?
drilling a pool.
Drilling a pool, making a pool,
Making a
constructing
pool. I don't know.
designing a pool.
Possibly.
Maybe they're just drilling random holes to make sounds for us. You know?
Yeah.
Let's
they're-
talk about.
they're yeah.
There was an earthquake recently.
Was there?
There
I didn't
was.
even feel it. I mean, I remember
Some
you
people
told me,
didn't
but
feel it. There was like a 3.4.
Where?
I believe it was out in Inglewood.
Inglewood.
That was
okay.
like the epicenter
Mhm.
out in the city. And but I
Wow.
definitely felt it in Sherman Oaks.
Really?
It was a nice, not big, just a little jolt.
Wow.
But haven't had an earthquake in a little while.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, I feel like there's always like some earthquakes here and there, like in the middle of the night. But like, I mean, in California, obviously, and you just don't feel it or you just don't notice it.
yeah,
But imagine what would happen if, like, I think I saw a video on YouTube once where it's like, what would happen if there was like a crazy earthquake or a tsunami, in
Which
Los
one?
Angeles.
Earthquake or tsunami?
Well, both.
Both. Okay.
Because they were saying that like there would be an earthquake and then afterwards there would be a tsunami,
Right.
like an aftermath. Yeah, it'd wipe out like
Pretty scary.
the whole city.
Yeah, definitely scary too for coastal communities. And
Yeah.
also for California in general, prone to earthquakes.
Yeah, that's why I feel like I don't think I'd ever want to live like in Malibu or in like
Somewhere
or
really close
somewhere
to the water.
close
Yeah.
to the ocean because I feel like I don't know, I feel safer on like living on a mountain or living next to a mountain.
Well, in the valley, you're separated.
Yeah.
You're separated.
Yeah, in a valley, yeah.
By the mountains. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, and it just makes you think about the big one. They always talk about
That's true.
the big one. It's coming.
Oh, it's
Are
coming.
you ready? You ready for it?
I am
Lauren,
ready.
are you ready?
She's a coming. I'm ready.
Yeah, that's definitely
I'll get my camera and everything.
How big are we talking though?
the big one. The big
Yeah,
one's
wait,
gonna
wait,
be
so
big. It's gonna be big.
What's a big earth? I know like what, like 6 is like decent.
Six is pretty decent.
Is that what the
but, like,
earthquake? What was the
8
earthquake? What was the size of the earthquake? Yesterday or whenever you said.
It was like a 3 at the epicenter. It was like a 3.4, I believe,
Okay.
or like a 3.2.
I remember there was a big one last year in Los Angeles that was like I think it reached like a 5 or a 6 maybe.
Oh, really?
Mhm. Yeah, because that like I felt that, but like I don't think like so much. Nobody like got injured or something. I don't think.
Yeah. Well, the thing about the big one is that they've been
Mhm.
predicting it for decades, and because we're overdue.
Yeah.
We're overdue for a really big earthquake.
Yeah.
But they've also been predicting it for a very, very, very long time. Like, it's not recent. It's been
Yeah,
been
no,
predicted
I
for
know.
a long time. So is it going to
Mhm.
happen soon? I mean, no one really knows,
Scary.
but it's on the horizon.
It's a lot of things that could happen.
Yeah, a lot of what ifs.
Yeah,
We should be okay.
I hope so.
Just make sure
As long as
you're,
that guy keeps drilling.
as long as that guy keeps drilling, he's gonna cause the earthquake. That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna hit the fault line, and then everything's gonna start shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. But whenever there's like a small earthquake, I feel like, okay, the big one's about to come. You know, like the small one's like a little precursor.
That's what they always say. I feel like every time there's an earthquake, they say, "Oh, you know, this is." Because I think I just saw an article when I was looking up the earthquake topic. I saw like, you know, this is just a precursor. This is there's going to be an aftermath. There's going to be a big earthquake following.
Yeah. Well, also the aftershocks that happen after a big earthquake.
Yeah.
Those can go on for a long time.
Yep.
Like days and weeks. The aftershocks can happen for weeks after a big earthquake.
Speaking of days and weeks.
Yes, Daniel.
My rash on my leg from the poison ivy has been going on for days, if not weeks.
That's a pretty gnarly rash.
Yeah. I went to the doctor and he told me.
Yeah, you already said that.
Oh, did
I?
I?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's how you started.
That's right.
Talking about your gnarly rash.
No, I know. I just wanted to say, you know, it went on for days and weeks. That's all. Well, anyways,
since we're talking about people going to the moon, Jeff Bezos, we had to talk about Tesla.
Oh man,
just for a little bit, we promise.
It's going to the moon.
Tesla stock is going to the moon.
If not the moon, it's going to another galaxy.
Far, far away.
Far, far away. Yeah.
Yeah. So Tesla stock has been on a pretty strong run up.
Yep.
Over these just over this past week, really. But there's a lot of factors coming together that are helping to propel Tesla. You want to cover some of them, Daniel?
Yeah. I mean, you know, these are factors that just like things going on in the news that might, you know, lead to the.
Yeah, there's a lot of contributing factors as to why, you know, stocks in general move. So but these are just some of the major headlines.
Well, yeah, I mean, I heard that people are saying that Tesla is going to produce many more electric vehicles than they have ever in the lifetime of the company.
They're on track for a record-breaking year. They did like 500,000.
No, they're on track for 900,000.
Right, but they did 500,000 in 2020. Mm-hmm. So they're on track. Yeah, the goal is really 1 million.
Yeah.
1 million vehicles produced per year would be a huge milestone for Tesla.
It says here that Wall Street is modeling about 825,000.
Yeah.
And someone from the Tesla company, I forget who, estimated that they would produce about 900,000.
Yeah.
cars.
So I mean, Tesla themselves, they've always been pretty bullish.
Yeah.
And their estimates they tend to be off because they're sometimes they're overly ambitious.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But it'll be interesting to see how many they produce. They had a really good first quarter.
Oh, really?
The first 3 months of the year, they beat. I think it was 187,000 in terms of deliveries.
Where do they produce their cars? Do they produce all their cars like manufacture in the U.S. or?
So they have a
China?
bunch of different plants that they're building out. Their main one is in Fremont, in California.
Okay.
They have a Fremont plant, but different plants are being built to produce different cars.
Mm-hmm.
So they're building one out in Austin, Texas. They're called like Giga Austin because they're like these gigafactories.
Yeah.
They're huge. They're ginormous factories. And if you just go onto YouTube and just type in like Giga Austin, you can see there are people who their whole entire YouTube channel is just documenting the construction of these factories because they're absolutely insane. So the one in Austin is going to be making their Cybertruck. I don't know if you've seen the Cybertruck, that like futuristic weird. You seen that one, Oren?
Yeah. Looks crazy.
Yeah.
It looks crazy. So that's going to be the main one produced in Austin. They have a Giga Shanghai.
Wow.
Because their goal.
Where do they have space in Shanghai to make that?
Somewhere in Shanghai.
Oh, wow.
Giga Berlin is actually a big one.
Okay.
That they're making. But the different factories focus on different models of cars. So they have like the Model Y, the Model 3, the Model S, and the Model X.
Is that? And those are the models that are out right now.
Those are the models that are out right now. Then they're gonna have the Cybertruck and then Tesla Semi one day, or a self-driving semi-truck.
Wow.
But the main thing is they want the factories to be closer to their points of delivery, right? So like in China, for instance, the Model Y sells really well out there. Not as much in California and in the U.S., more mainly the Model 3 out in the U.S., but the Model Y sells really good out in China. So you build a factory in Shanghai, and it's closer to the points of delivery. So that's kind of the plan there. But they had a really good first quarter where they beat estimates. So they had some weakness in the beginning of Q2, but the reports are that they'll have a pretty decent Q2, and then hopefully they'll hit 900,000 or 1 million deliveries this year.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. And also, I mean, I know that another reason for the stock to go up or for the share to go up is the tweets, obviously.
Oh, Elon
Musk with his
tweet
tweets.
storms.
He's
been tweeting a lot about full self-driving.
Yeah. FSD, full self-driving. He's basically just saying that it's going to come out soon, and I guess that makes people want to, invest more in the company, or just have their?
It definitely adds to the short-term momentum. He's been
Yeah.
promising it for a while though, so
Yeah.
it's kind of just become part of the noise of the company.
Yeah.
But it's exciting. I mean, full self-driving, that's
Yeah.
getting closer to level 5 autonomy, which is complete total autonomous systems that you don't have to
like I don't.
drive.
Oh, sorry.
No, go.
Cut you off.
No, you're all good, Daniel.
I don't have a car anymore. I had a Honda Civic and I leased it, and then I gave it up because I went to college and all that. But I do drive my mom's Honda Odyssey 2021.
Honda
Oh my
Odyssey.
God, it is beautiful.
Honda Odysseys are great cars.
Beautiful. It is beautiful. Thanks.
Anything else you want to add?
No. I don't know. It's a minivan. But what's really cool about it is that it self-drives. Did you know that?
Disclaimer. It does not self-drive. It has driving assistance.
It has
features.
driving assistance, but like
Make sure to keep your hands on the wheel at all times.
it self-drives. It
Okay.
self-drives.
How much? Like, what does it do for you?
Basically, if you drive on the freeway, say, and the Honda Odyssey like picks up the lanes, the lane that it's in at least,
Okay.
it's able to actually, steer itself. And
To an extent.
I mean, not even to an extent. Like I just drove it, to and from work, and yes, if you take your hands off the steering wheel, it tells you to put your hands back on the steering wheel after like 10 seconds. But it does it itself, which is crazy. It drives itself to an extent.
To an extent.
It also has like auto what's it called? Cruise control.
Yeah.
And it also has
but-
sensors from the in the rear and the front.
Right, but it works like just going forward, kind of keeping your lane.
Yeah.
But it can't.
No,
make,
but
like,
it can't actually like take you to,
Yeah, exactly.
Disneyland.
Yeah, but imagine getting in your car, setting a location, and not touching the wheel. until you
That's
get
crazy.
there.
That's great. Honestly, like that takes away a lot of the fun of driving. I feel like. I mean, unless you don't like driving.
But think about all that it unlocks. If you don't have to drive your car, and the car can confidently drive you wherever you need to go.
yeah,
Think about all that time that's now being freed up where you're not driving.
you're right.
You
You're
can
right.
you can talk to people, you can work,
But-
you can watch YouTube, you can play games.
Do you think you would trust that? Like, do you think you would trust a machine to drive you around?
Well, that's the thing. It's and I compare it to when they had like the horse and buggy, and that's what people got around with
Mhm.
horseback and
Yeah.
and a carriage, and
Yeah.
then they came out with like the Model T
Yeah.
and these internal combustion engine cars,
Mhm.
and nobody trusted them because they're like, well, you have all these cars on the road, like we have horses, like that's what we've been using, that's what's safe.
That's
But
true.
then over time, people adapt and things change, and you realize the advantage of the newer technology.
Yeah, you're
so I
right.
think it's going to be very similar. It's going to take a while for people to fully trust the systems.
Kind of like the old guard view and the new guard view. Like, just like like you
Yeah.
were saying, just with technology, with phones, with
Mm-hmm.
with computers.
But you'll get to a point
Mm-hmm.
where the systems become so safe and so reliable
Yeah.
that people will start adopting the technology, because cars are also unsafe. You get in a car, I mean, that's a risk.
Yeah.
There's definitely a risk there, but it's a calculated risk that you trust because you trust your driving skill. So it's just going to come to the point where you're going to have to trust that the AI system
Yeah.
that's telling the car how to drive has gone to that point. And right now they're not at that point, and that's why full self-driving to the fullest extent isn't out yet.
Yeah.
But eventually it will, and eventually that level of comfort will come.
You know what a lot of people ask Elon Musk, different smart people per se, and leaders and speakers about flying cars.
Flying cars.
And like for some reason people see flying cars as the future.
Yeah.
When you think of the future, you think of flying cars.
Yep.
You think of people wearing funny helmets.
Funny helmets.
Hey, that's the future. That's the future. Funny helmets.
That's the future, folks.
No, but like, people think of flying cars.
Yeah.
And when you ask Elon Musk, I don't know where I heard him talk about this, but someone asked him, what do you think about flying cars? Would you, could we
Mhm.
make that happen?
Mm-hmm.
But it's really inefficient. And it's really like, he just like, we have helicopters for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah. Well, I think part of it, because flying cars, that idea's been around since cars have been around.
yeah.
Because I think people, when they just think about the future and they think about those like fantastical ideas,
Mhm.
it's like the idea of like human flight. Is it possible? I mean, probably not ever. But people have been trying it forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think just cars is just another thing that people like to fantasize about.
Yeah.
But that's like what Elon's trying to do with the boring tunnel.
That's what I was going to say. That what is efficient is the tunnel.
Right. So instead of
Yeah.
instead of flying, just driving below the roads.
Exactly.
And you have a whole tunnel
And that's
system.
such a genius idea. Like, like before when we were talking about 3 dimensions, you can either go up, down, left, right.
Yeah.
Like, why are you gonna risk like, if you get in an accident with a flying car, you're dead.
Yes. That's true. You will fall out of the sky.
Yeah. And with the tunnels, I mean, you can think about it. You can go from LA to San Francisco in probably 30 minutes.
Well, yeah, the idea is to make these like hyperloops.
Yeah.
Where it's these tunnels that connect like major cities or major destinations. They actually built one, and I don't know if it's operational yet, but in Vegas.
Yeah.
Down below the strip.
Yep.
And it's a really interesting concept, and it'll help alleviate traffic that's on the roads right now, and it's just efficient. You can get places faster, but in a car. You don't have to take like a plane or something.
What was that thing that they were like digging? Speaking of drilling and digging holes, Elon Musk was like digging a hole in his in the back of it. I think it was in L.A. And Mayor Garcetti was there too, and they were like digging a hole in the back of like their lot of the Tesla factory or the Tesla headquarters or something.
It might have been one of the Boring Company's loops. I'm not totally sure though.
I don't know. I heard him talking about that, but thought you would know more about it.
Fortunately, I do not.
Well, anyways, I mean, yeah,
it's another beautiful day outside. I have to say, we're being blessed by the weather.
Not by the sound.
Not by the well, actually.
Well, now it stopped.
The drilling's kind of stopped.
There are birds chirping.
But we're 2 for 2 now in terms of beautiful blue skies. We got the birds chirping.
That's the perk of having a podcast during the summer.
The summer pod.
The summer pod.
The summer pod. Yeah. No, it's definitely nice outside today.
Yeah.
Definitely nice outside today. All right, last kind of business story we'll cover today.
Yeah.
China
China
is once again trying to ban Bitcoin.
Why?
China doesn't like Bitcoin. And most countries don't really like cryptocurrency because it's a threat to their monetary policy.
Isn't it a threat to the U.S. monetary policy?
If you think about it from the stance of the United States government, they want you using dollars because they control the dollars.
Yep.
And they can print more dollars. They can take away dollars. They have control over it. But with Bitcoin, they have no control over the monetary system of Bitcoin because it's just code that exists, and no one agency or no one company or no one country controls it. But they also, it's hard to regulate, hard to tax, hard to control. Right? It's completely anonymous. So China has been kind of leading the charge in terms of different countries trying to crack down on it.
So what are they doing exactly? Did they just ban it?
So
or
ever since 2013, they've been trying to put in new regulations and make banks, take oaths not to, transact in Bitcoin or anything like that. So their latest development has been to seize mining operations because a lot of Bitcoin mining, because energy in China is so cheap with coal, a lot of Bitcoin mines, right? These powerful computers that secure and run the network operate out of China. So China's been cracking down on these mines and been shutting them down. Bitcoin's been falling as a result because people think it's the end, which it's not. But it's interesting because in the article I was reading, there was a really great line where they're taking all these different angles to try to discourage and prohibit people from using Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But they can't create a law saying, you can't use Bitcoin, because they can't enforce that. Because it's just a digital currency that exists as long as you have an internet connection. So it's impossible to completely ban and to completely eradicate.
That's so weird.
All they can do is kind of create incentives to make people stop using it.
Yeah.
Take away mines and stuff like that. But that's the power of Bitcoin. It has the staying power that as long as there are miners running computers to facilitate the network and they have an internet connection, anybody can operate.
So what are mines? Like, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
Let's talk about just what are mines and who are the miners.
Yeah. So a Bitcoin mine, a mining rig, a mining operation. Imagine just a bunch of computers all hooked up, and the computers are basically running, and as they run, they're trying to solve a really complicated cryptographic puzzle, which is like a really hard math problem. And in doing so, they're competing against these other computers all over the world of people running them. And they're trying to solve this mathematical equation, and in the process they're securing and facilitating the Bitcoin network. So all the transactions that are occurring on all the exchanges for Bitcoin, those are all being secured and validated through these miners. So they're kind of like the infrastructure. They're the backbone of the system, and they allow the whole system to run. So they're pretty important, and they get paid for their work in facilitating the network.
And can anyone become a miner? Like,
Anybody can become a miner. You can become a miner.
I can become a miner?
You can become a miner, Daniel.
I'm going to become a miner.
They have these things called mining pools because you obviously don't have the, your computer doesn't have, or your phone doesn't have the computing power to run your own mining operation. So they have like a mining pool where a bunch of people all over the world can collectively, through the cloud, use their own device's power together.
Wow.
And they become like one mining operation, essentially.
That's great. And how did Bitcoin become big? How did Bitcoin didn't it start in the black market?
Well, no. It started in 2008 as a result of the financial crisis.
Okay.
And it kind of came up as a response to a lot of the injustices that were coming out of the financial crisis.
Yeah.
And we kind of realized that a lot of things went on behind closed doors with the banks, and there was very little transparency in the entire system. So Bitcoin is like the opposite of all that. It's completely transparent, it's completely open, completely free to use. And it was created by, no one really knows who created it.
Really?
That's the thing. The
Banksy.
The name, the name that was
he created Bitcoin.
Banksy,
the
artist,
yes,
the street artist.
Uh-huh.
Did you see his that sorry, we're gonna talk about Banksy for a second.
It's okay.
I don't know if you guys know Banksy, the artist.
I don't think it's one person. I think it's just like
really.
They were talking about it. Banksy is he she. I think it started out with one person, but now I think it's just like a whole organization, just a whole group that does street art. And
can you explain more about what just like Banksy is?
Well, I'm not really too educated about what exactly it is, but I mean I know it's just there's just art on the street, just street art.
He's like, or he, she, them. I don't know.
Them,
a group of people. They're artists.
Yeah.
But
nobody knows who they are.
They're like anonymous. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And their art just pops up.
Mm-hmm.
But did you see when he sold that photo or that picture, that painting at auction, and then it shredded itself?
No, I didn't.
You didn't see that?
I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. So he's kind of a troll almost.
Yeah.
Banksy. So he sold this piece of art. I forgot for how many million at I don't know if it was Christie's. It was one of the big auction houses.
Yeah.
And right after it's sold, it's a piece of art in a big frame.
Yep.
The frame had a built-in paper shredder. And right after the art sold, the painting went through and it shredded itself.
That's genius.
But the thing is, it malfunctioned. So it shredded itself halfway.
Yeah.
And then it stopped.
Did the person?
Yeah, it's still
were they
sold.
shocked?
No, they said that it actually increased the value of the art because it shredded itself. But
there was an art piece of a guy with a banana
nailed to a wall.
Yeah, and he just ate it, and that was the art piece.
What?
Yeah, yeah. There was an. I mean, I think that was this guy just had an art piece with a banana nailed to a wall or a banana on a string.
Peel, right?
What?
A banana peel?
No, it was a banana, and then he ate it, and that was the art piece. And then people paid so much money to buy that, or just the banana peel.
Yeah, art's pretty subjective.
Yeah. What is art? No, I'm joking. Let's not get into
I have
that.
no clue.
Speaking of anonymous, Shakespeare. Shakespeare.
Oh boy.
Is anonymous. Nobody really knows who he is.
What?
Who she is. It might have been multiple people behind the name of Shakespeare.
What?
Yeah.
I thought we knew Shakespeare existed. There's definitive
Or so we think.
I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure.
We're gonna have to do some more research.
I remember.
I don't think Shakespeare was multiple people.
I think he was.
I'm sure multiple people have been named Shakespeare, but I don't think you're saying all the different plays were all written by different people. That just somehow have the same writing style.
There's some theories that Shakespeare is just a body of people. It's not a definitive person.
Huh. Interesting. I never heard of that before.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know who it was. I think it was Miss Enman, our 12th grade English teacher, told us about that when we were reading Hamilton. Or no, not Hamilton. Hamlet.
Hamilton.
Hamilton. Aaron loves Hamilton. Aaron had like a Hamilton phase in like 10th grade.
Huge Hamilton fan.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Hamilton, Daniel?
Yes, I have. And I
You
remember.
saw it live?
Not live. I
Oh.
mean, I saw like the movie.
Oh,
like,
on Disney Plus.
I saw that. But I mean, like I remember
It's not the same.
you were just like coming to school and just listening to
Oh, I
Yeah.
listened to it all the time.
Hamilton songs.
It was amazing. My favorite musical I've ever seen.
Dude, I hate musicals. Like, I mean, like I'm a musically
too.
talented person,
Except
but
for Hamilton. It's different. It's not the same.
let me tell you a story. I remember going on a date to La La Land. Okay, and
the movie?
yeah, we went to La La Land, and this girl's like, "Oh, don't worry, like it's a great movie." I didn't think it was a musical. We sat down. The first scene was
But La
a
La
song.
Land is good.
La La Land's really good. La La Land's amazing. That's the only musical I'd like. But like, Aaron's drinking water right now. It's a hot day. It's a beautiful day. But
Stay hydrated.
yeah, like I literally in the movie theater, out loud, I was like, "God damn it! You didn't tell me this was a musical."
You said that in the movie?
Yeah, I said like, "This is a musical," and everyone looked at me, and then we just kept watching the movie. But I was so mad because I'm like,
But did you like it at the end?
I did. I just didn't like the. Well, the music was
good.
the music was really
It had
good.
a good story.
Yeah, I'm just doubting myself. I'm just like going against myself right now. But I just don't like musicals because like, it just makes me feel weird.
It makes you feel
It
weird.
makes me feel funny.
Like how so?
What do you mean how so? It makes
Like
me
you feel all tingly inside.
Yeah, I get a rush. I'm like, oh my no.
You know what? You know what movie I hated, but the soundtrack I will admit is decent.
What?
The Greatest Showman.
Oh.
The Greatest
This is
Showman.
the greatest show.
Oh my god, I could not stand that movie.
Yeah,
I could not stand it.
it was kind of.
I remember.
I actually
walking
went
out.
there for my first date.
What?
Yeah,
The Greatest Showman.
yeah,
You know, because that movie is actually really popular amongst younger kids.
yeah. My sister.
Because the soundtrack is. When I was a counselor at day camp, all the kids would be singing.
This is the greatest show.
And that was years and years after that show came out.
Like,
The
no,
movie
it's
came out.
not the greatest show. It's not a good movie.
No, when I was walking out, I literally said the greatest part of the show is when I walked out. And these kids turned around, they were like, "What?" And I was like, "It's not that good."
Great show.
I was not a fan of it.
No, I didn't really like that movie either. But
Especially in the end, he's like walking down the street on the back of an elephant. It just makes
oh
no
yeah, I
sense.
remember that.
It's like, what?
I remember that. But I mean, it did get a lot of good, positive feedback. I just remember, like that and Frozen. Oh my god, like it would give me a headache. My sister's constantly in the car driving to school. This is the greatest show, or like, or just
Pretty good.
do you want to build a snowman?
No.
All that stuff.
Moving on. What's your favorite movie?
What's my favorite? I like The Godfather.
Godfather.
What about you?
Which Godfather though? 1, 2, or 3?
The first one.
The first one. It's a really good one.
I don't think I've seen Godfather. I don't think I've seen Godfather 3.
Third one's meh.
I remember watching the
Third one
first-
takes a weird
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah. No, Godfather, I just really love movies with good cinematography.
Mm.
Godfather is amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
you could stop every single frame and it would be a still. It would be like a painting.
Yeah.
Like when he was like walking around Italy with all that stuff and he got married, like you could just stop the movie, pause it wherever, and that it'd be a masterpiece.
It's
and that's
it's
how
really
you know. That's how you know. There, it's good cinematography.
And the story
Yeah.
is very intricate. It's
And
a
Francis
really intricate story.
Coppola is a really really talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Godfather's definitely really good. You know what movie I love?
What? Wait, let me guess. The Big Short.
No.
Oh.
Yes. Well, yes. I have
Moneyball.
I have that on disc actually.
Okay.
Willy Wonka,
Willy Wonka.
the original
that-
Willy Wonka.
That show like screws me up. Like,
movie.
yeah,
It's really good.
it's
It's good.
yeah.
I can watch that thing every week.
It's just
And I
so
do.
weird. Like
weird?
It just feels like I'm like on acid.
Yeah,
Not that I've ever
it
done
feels-
acid.
It just feels otherworldly. That's for sure.
Yeah. What's your favorite movie, Oren?
My favorite movie?
Yeah.
I really liked How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh,
Train Your
I
Dragon.
cried during that movie.
You cried?
Okay, I don't know why.
I cried during Coco. Okay, go on with the.
I've never finished Coco. I've watched the movie like
Get
4
out.
times
Get out.
and I never finished.
Why? How can you? Okay, that's my pet peeve.
I always fall asleep.
I cannot fall asleep during movies or TV shows. I cannot like just pause a movie and say, okay, I'll watch it tomorrow. I have to watch the whole thing. That's why I don't have like time to watch movies, because I'm either hanging out with friends, doing work, studying, and like I don't have time to actually just pause the movie, or just watch like 30 minutes of it. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I can't. I have to finish it.
Yeah.
I will fall asleep if the movie's bad, for sure. No, I don't know. How to Train Your Dragon. You remember like the ending scene where all the dragons are like reuniting? Oh my god, I was crying my eyes out.
Oh, these dragons!
It was such a good movie.
I actually don't remember the end scene.
It's a great end scene. You should watch. You should watch it just for the end scene.
You should watch Coco. I'll watch Coco.
Everyone likes
I'll watch
Coco.
How to Train Your Dragon. You watch Coco.
Believe me, all the parts I've seen of Coco, like the first like hour, are great.
Yeah.
I've just never seen the last 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Have you ever seen any anime?
I don't watch anime. No.
Me neither. But my roommate, shout out to Jake Kenny. Last year my roommate kind of like got me into. Not really got me into. He just made me watch a few anime stuff. So I watched the Death Note, which is like a really good anime series TV show, and then also there's this anime show on Netflix that just came out. It's called The Great Pretender, and it's I mean, I know you haven't seen anime, but like
never heard before.
It's the color and like the cinematography. It's weird to say, for anime, was amazing.
Really?
All the it's such a unique style of
What's the story about?
It's about a con artist. Like I think it's about a con artist who just about his life and joining different, doing different heists and different things. But I mean, the story is amazing, and the color is just it's very bright colors.
It's a very bright anime.
Very bright colors, very nice. Very nice anime.
Yeah, no, I don't watch any anime.
Yeah.
I did watch what was it called when everyone was watching it? Avatar, Last Airbender.
Oh, Avatar, yeah, I've seen that
anime,
too.
not anime at all.
Well, it kind of is.
You think
right?
so? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, Avatar is amazing.
That's
I
really
watched that last summer because like during COVID.
That's when
and all
everybody was watching it.
Yeah,
Everybody was
I feel
watching it
I
when
feel
it
like
came
they
back
were.
out on Netflix.
Oh my god. Zuko? Oh.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. What, have you seen any other good movies lately?
Not really. I haven't really had a good chance to watch any movies lately just because I've been so busy. I mean, I should make time.
Movies are fun. They're fun, relaxing. It's not a movie, but I was watching some Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls.
You know Bear Grylls?
Yes, I do know Bear Grylls.
Oh boy, here we go. Bear Grylls accent. He did it was a Bear Grylls Out in the Wild segment, and he did it with Alex Honnold.
No, is it the one where it's like you decide what to do? Like, should I drink my own piss?
No.
Or should I eat this these
No,
cranberries?
they throw them out into the wild and then they survive. But it's Bear Grylls with like a celebrity guest.
Oh no, I haven't seen
that.
That's,
it's
that's
like
cool.
that's like the format of a show. And it was Alex Honnold, who's like that crazy free climber.
Oh, okay.
He's the one who did Free Solo.
Yeah.
He did Free Solo. He's the one who climbed El Capitan with no ropes.
He had a documentary. I think
Free
that's
Solo.
how he got really famous because
Free Solo.
Yeah.
He was actually fairly well known before Free Solo, but after he climbed,
he was probably well known in like the rock climbing community and people who are interested in rock climbing. But now, also, speaking of documentaries, like in Netflix, there's or not Netflix, isn't it? Yeah, the F1 documentary. Have you heard of F1? Formula One racing?
Yeah.
A lot of people haven't really heard about that, or it wasn't so big until they made a documentary just recently. What?
Formula One's pretty big.
No, I know it's big in Europe,
Okay.
but I mean in America,
that's true.
in America, like nobody really. I mean, people know about Formula One. People who are interested in cars or like racing, but
like NASCAR's bigger in America.
Yeah, if you say NASCAR, even somebody who doesn't know about racing would know. NASCAR, but like Formula One, nobody really knew until the documentary.
Yeah,
at least in America. In Europe, it's huge.
Formula One is insane.
There's so much money.
Well,
because
they race over there.
Yeah. They also race in Canada. Fun fact.
Oh, really?
Yep. I think it was Vancouver.
I'm just waiting for the Canadian accent.
Oh, you darn tootin', eh?
Okay. Yeah, that's enough.
Okay, sorry about that, bud.
Yeah, but no, there was a crazy episode with Alex Honnold and Bear Grylls out in the wild. He's such a funny guy. But I just can't imagine doing what he does, like climbing thousands and thousands and thousands of feet without any ropes, any harnesses.
That's scary. Yeah. I have some friends that do rock climbing, and I think they've free soloed, like they've they've rock climbed before without any ropes or anything like that.
Nothing too big, right?
No, it wasn't too big.
Yeah.
I think it was in Stony Point.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, people climb out there.
Yeah. Remember Mr. Mitchell, the math teacher?
Oh, I never had him.
Oh, you never had him?
Never had him.
He's a big rock climber, and he
really?
goes there all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool. But I was actually watching some Formula One racing recently.
Really?
It like came up on my YouTube feed.
It's
So
honestly really
it's
interesting.
amazing. I mean, all the different.
Who's your favorite team?
I like the Mercedes team with Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, but like that's like a band. Like
He's so
that's
good.
like
He's so
just a
good.
bandwagon.
Because he's so good.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton is amazing.
But I have no
He's
reason.
like the Michael Jordan of Formula One.
He like wins every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also Max Verstappen. Do you know who that is?
No.
No. I really
How do you know so much about Formula One?
because I watched the documentary.
Oh.
Go watch the documentary.
bad.
And also my friends in college, my friends were really into it too, so we were watching it
Okay.
like every night. But the Red Bull Racing, they're
Red Bull's a whole sponsor for them.
I know, but they're
Yeah.
well, you know, like they're different teams. There's like
Yeah.
Aston Martin, Red Bull,
Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton.
of course.
Louis.
Yeah,
Louis
but I think
Hamilton.
Red Bull has there's this guy named Max Verstappen, and then like Daniel Ricciardo. I think he's on Renault or something like that. But I'm not gonna talk about it right now because
Yeah, I always like watching the pit stops.
yeah,
Especially
it's crazy.
Formula One, they have the fastest pit stops.
Yeah, it's like a second.
There's because there's like three guys
Yeah.
on each wheel.
Mm-hmm.
One guy loosens the nut.
Yeah.
One guy pulls the wheel off.
Yep.
Another guy throws a new wheel on, and then the same guy puts the nut back
You
on.
know, I was looking
for each tire.
I was just wondering how much money they make, salary wise, in F1, and the people who do the pit stop, they make like six figures. They make like 200,000
Really?
a year. Yeah, I mean, unless
Really?
I looked up the wrong things, but like they make a lot of money.
Wow.
A lot of money if they do it well.
And they have like a whole team of like those like engineers, like the guys who are sitting
Yeah.
behind the screens,
Imagine, I mean,
analyzing all the stats from the cars.
It's crazy because it's not just the driver; it's the whole
It's
team.
the whole team.
It's like, if you have to design a good, because a lot of the times where they end up losing is because of the car.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's not because of the driver; it's because of the car. So the car has to be in tip-top shape, and it has to be, they design it every year, and they
Mhm.
work on it for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy about F1 too is it has they have two drivers for each team,
Mm-hmm.
and the drivers compete against each other, which is like pretty interesting because usually in a team, it's a team effort.
Right.
But with the drivers, it gets a bit competitive, and there's a bit of a rivalry there because
Yeah.
there can only be one.
And it's more,
person.
and it's so much more than just driving,
Yeah.
because there's the thing that always fascinated me are the different wheels with the different compounds. Like some wheels are firmer,
Yeah.
and some wheels are softer. And just during the race, when they make a pit stop, they have like the team of engineers that are analyzing what's going on in the place
Yeah.
and how the car's performing.
It's crazy.
And they'll make switches on the tires. They'll put on softer tires or harder tires,
Yeah.
slicker tires, just to get that minute performance increase.
Yeah, and it's so. I remember watching. It's so devastating to see, a team getting ready for a race, and the first few seconds the car just breaks down.
Yeah.
All that work that you put in.
Yeah. Like if
but you need to mess up to know what you need to fix. You need to lose to win. But like, it's very disappointing.
Because there's a ton of pressure on the drivers because
Oh yeah,
the salary of everybody depends on you. Because
definitely.
I mean, if you're not performing, you're not going to get any sponsorships. And
Yeah, and F1
one's
is
gonna
so
make money.
competitive. It's so much more competitive than any national sport like NBA, MLB. It's so much more competitive
Really?
because there's only a certain amount of teams.
Mhm.
Like I knew how many teams there were. I think it was like I could look it up. But I mean like it's so competitive because there's like Formula 2, Formula 3 racing. It's like the G League basically.
Right.
And you work your way up.
To
And
F1.
you can only have two drivers per team. Here, I'm going to look up how many
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible, and especially just the skill of the entire crew that works
Yeah.
the pit is is unbelievable. I was actually watching this one.
20 drivers, 10 teams. So there's 20 drivers, only 20 drivers, and there's like hundreds of thousands of people who try.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Yeah, that's really the best of the best. No, I was watching this crazy video where it was right before it was an F1 race, and it was right before the race started. They were doing just like laps, warming up the cars.
Yeah.
And one of these guys crashed on a warm up lap.
Oh, was it the qualifiers? The qualifiers?
It might. I don't know.
Because they
might
have
been.
It's like a whole weekend. So I don't know why I know so
But
much about this.
The thing about this, I'll just say the thing about this is that he crashed, and then they had like 20 minutes before the race started.
Oh,
so it was this like it was like a video I was watching on YouTube, and it was chronicling like minute by minute.
Wow.
And they had the audio of all the guys in the pit and the captain and the driver and everything. And it was basically a race against the clock to get this car ready to run again, because all the suspension was trashed, the front wing was destroyed.
Wow.
They basically took the cart, they got it into start position. The whole thing is like 4 minutes to start.
Yeah.
The cars have to be ready, sitting there ready to go, wheels on and everything. So you have all these cars that are just lined up waiting to start the race, and then you have this one car with like 20 guys around it, all trying to fix this car that the dude just crashed like 20 minutes before the race started, and they ended up fixing it. But they had to they redid the suspension, they put on a new wing, like they have all the parts, but they're like running the parts from the pit to the line back and forth. They're running the tires back and forth.
And it's so expensive. Every mistake is so expensive.
Yeah.
I'm talking like millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, like, in the long run. But
these aren't Honda Civics.
No, these
They're
are
a little bit nicer,
these
a little
are
bit
no
nicer.
Honda Civics. It's not your old 2007 Volkswagen Jetta.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, and the cars are really strong.
Yeah.
But they're also made. Everything kind of shatters. When you get the smallest impact.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, because you're trying to go as fast as possible. You're trying to get the best.
And they go fast. They go
They do.
really fast.
They do.
How fast do they go?
I mean, on a regular race, you could go you can reach probably 150 miles. I don't know.
Oh, I think it's definitely more than that.
You could look
Let
it
me
up.
look
I'm
that up
not
real
sure. I
quick.
mean, I know it reaches. Yeah, it could reach.
Yeah,
really
it
high
depends on
speeds.
the track that you're driving on, because some of them have longer straightaways.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can go.
Top speeds of 223 miles an hour.
Yeah. But
That's
I mean,
insane.
like Oren said, it depends on the track. There's some tracks that are very, very, very hard to maneuver, into, because it's just all twists and turns.
They're windy.
They're windy, yeah. But there's some tracks that are just. Is it NASCAR that's more just oval?
Yeah,
it's a
that's IndyCar also.
Yeah, the
IndyCar.
Indianapolis 500 something. I don't know.
Yeah, because
Sorry if I messed it up.
IndyCar's kind of the Indy cars.
Yeah.
They look a little more like F1. I mean, they're not F1 cars.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. This is saying that the cars can go 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds.
Wow.
That's pretty fast.
I mean, I think
That's pretty
a
fast.
Tesla can probably.
A Tesla can beat it.
Oh, you think so?
The Tesla
I was
Plaid.
just joking.
No, the Tesla Plaid that they just released.
Yeah.
0 to 60. This is a commercial car, fastest commercial car.
Yeah.
1.9 seconds.
Oh my
0
God.
to 60. The
That's
Tesla Plaid.
That's like the Roadster. They were gonna release the
Yeah.
Roadster.
Yeah.
1.9 seconds.
The Tesla Plaid. So it's like a Model S, but it's the Plaid
Wow.
edition. And you know where Plaid comes from?
Where?
You ever seen the movie Spaceballs?
No, I haven't actually.
You never seen
I've
Spaceballs? You seen
when
Spaceballs,
you watch
Oren?
when
Yes,
you
I
watch
have.
Coco, I'll
I
watch
have.
Spaceballs.
Okay, we'll watch Spaceballs. And Coco.
It's an amazing movie.
But
Yeah.
there's this joke. They in like Star Wars they have like light speed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like everything goes like with like the
Yep.
beams of light. So the joke is they have light speed, then they have ridiculous speed, and then they have ludicrous speed. But then the joke is like they go so fast they go plaid, where instead of like the light beams, everything is just like plaid. So Elon Musk, of course, names the car after a joke from
That's
Spaceballs.
Elon Musk is probably my favorite billionaire. Like I
such
don't
a
like
troll.
billionaires, so obviously, but Elon Musk is a character.
Yeah.
He named his baby A-E.
X-A12. That's how you pronounce it. And apparently it's in the state of California, it's illegal. You can't have numbers in your name. Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, this Tesla Plaid, faster than these F1 cars.
That's crazy.
All I got to say.
Yeah.
Also, there's Formula E. Have you heard of that?
No.
Is that the endurance racing?
It's electric Formula One cars.
Oh.
So, I don't know if they use hydrogen or if they use actual electricity, but they're supposed to supercharge these cars
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
go, because they're
Yeah.
going fast.
I mean,
That's crazy.
when you have an electric car, you can reach crazy speeds because you don't
Mhm.
have a. Yeah, I feel like
you don't have a transmission.
yeah. I mean, do you think at one point all cars are going to be electric?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, you already see a lot of
like-
the big legacy car manufacturers saying that they're producing more electric vehicles, but they also, some of these, I can't pull up the exact names right now, but some car companies have even said that by like 2030, everything's going to be electric.
Are there
all their
any
cars.
downsides with electric vehicles other than like
Well,
manufacturing?
there are pros and cons. A lot of the cons comes from people who just love,
the motor.
Yeah,
like
the motor and
the
the
sound,
sounds.
and the engine.
There is definitely carbon emissions produced in terms of like getting the energy to charge the car and to make the car, but it's undisputable that the long-term effects of electric cars are less harmful for the environments.
What I heard is like, okay, you have all this pollution from cars and all that stuff,
Mhm.
but you're basically moving one problem to another. You're just
No,
making
it's
another
not the
problem
same.
by
Definitely not the same.
extracting all these other resources, fossil fuels.
Yeah, it's a easy argument, but
Yeah.
it's not the same. The carbon emissions aren't comparable,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you look at throughout the life of the car and,
Yep.
all your refueling. Plus, you also have the advantage of an electric car. It breaks down less.
Mhm.
It needs less maintenance. Obviously, there's no like oil or anything like that. But also, it's technology, right? It's electric
Yeah,
technology.
that's
So
true.
as technology evolves, the cars are just going to become even more efficient.
I think I heard about this. I think I told you about this before, but in my organic chemistry class,
Mhm.
we learned about this. How cars are emitting air. They contribute to air pollution,
Mhm.
but the main contributor to air pollution is our roads,
Mm.
asphalt hitting. When sun hits the asphalt, because you know what asphalt is. It's just basically
It's made from
you
oil, right?
You heat up oil to
Yeah.
get petroleum, to get gas and all that stuff, and all that, like all the leftovers
Right.
from everything is asphalt.
It's asphalt.
And when you have so many, so you have crazy amount of roads, especially in cities.
Crazy amounts of roads.
Crazy, it's uncontrollable. No, but like I think there are more roads than cars at this point.
There are more roads than cars.
Yes.
Maybe.
There is more amount of
Yeah.
roads. But anyways, that's what like my teacher was talking about, because when the sun hits the asphalt,
Uh-huh.
it causes pollution. It causes air pollution. Because it causes like these pollutants to come out.
Okay.
And then you have so much more air pollution, and I guess the idea behind it would be to create more like eco-friendly, or more like
You ever heard of glass fault?
no.
Glass fault, it's just funny you bring this up. Glass fault, it's like asphalt,
Yeah.
but it's not made from oil. It's made from like shards of recycled glass. And but the another big problem with asphalt is that when the sun hits things that are black, it
Yeah.
absorbs the heat. It doesn't reflect the heat back.
Yeah.
So it just contributes more to like the warming of Earth,
Mm-hmm.
because you have all these really, really dark black surfaces.
Yeah.
So when the sun hits it, it warms it up. Versus like that's a big benefit of like the ice caps, is that when the sun's rays hit the white ice caps, it reflects it back up into space.
Yeah.
So less of that heat's absorbed. And the more asphalt and the more darker roads you have, the more heat's absorbed.
Wow.
That's definitely for sure. Anyway,
You know who also pollutes?
Huh?
You know what also pollutes the earth?
What?
Cows.
Yeah,
Cows.
the methane. Oh my
Methane.
God.
cows
Man.
and their methane.
Cows and their methane.
That's why you got to eat more chicken.
Eat more
That's
chicken.
true.
Eat Impossible burgers.
Yeah, I was actually. I mean, let's just real quick. Let's talk about this. Impossible burgers and like different, just vegetarian meat.
Yeah.
If you want to call it that. They're so much more sustainable for the environment. Taste, if you make it right, it tastes the same. If you go back like 10 years ago, you could definitely tell the difference between meat and fake meat from like soy or like something like that.
Oh.
But now, it tastes almost the same. You get that juiciness, you get that meat, like the
They've made it
umami.
pretty good. I like the Impossible Burger more
Yeah.
so than the Beyond Burger.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's more sustainable for the environment, and it's cheaper, I think.
Is it cheaper?
Yeah.
I don't think it's cheaper.
You don't think it's cheaper?
No, it's not cheaper than ground beef. Impossible
Yeah.
burgers are always more expensive than
Well,
ground beef.
I don't know about the burgers. I'm just talking about like not if you go to like a restaurant, but I mean like if you just go to like just a grocery store, I feel like they're probably the same price.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I disagree.
We'll have to fact check that.
We'll have to fact check that.
I don't know. I don't think it'll ever be the same. Obviously, it might come close.
Have you ever tried an Impossible Burger?
I haven't actually.
There you go.
The Impossible Burgers are really good. We bought like ground Beyond Beef. Like it's not actually beef, it's Beyond Burger.
Yep.
And it's definitely like if you're gonna buy ground beef or the Impossible stuff or the Beyond stuff, it's definitely more expensive the Impossible stuff.
Yeah.
Just because it's you can't really compare it to the scale of the meat industry.
That's
true.
That's true.
It's always gonna. For now, it's gonna be cheaper just to get regular meat.
My mentality is like, I've just recently started thinking like this. Like, I'm not gonna stop eating meat. I'm not gonna become vegetarian, just like that. But I'm gonna start watching what I eat more, in terms of red meat and in terms of just any meat in general, chicken, all that stuff. Just be more mindful about how much meat you do actually consume. And I feel like if you lower that, it would do good for the environment. If everybody just like reduces the amount of meat that they consume, because meat only like takes up like 10% of it gives you 10% of your energy every day. Did you know that?
You're talking about like the different like trophic levels, and the higher you go up, the less energy you can absorb.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just talking about if you eat meat, it doesn't give you all your energy.
Right.
The thing that gives you all your energy is other things like
meat also
carbs,
to digest it, you burn a lot of energy just trying to digest it and extract the energy out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So the lower down on the trophic levels you eat, like if you just eat plants, right, you can extract more energy from it. That's definitely
we
true.
could take this grass right
That's
here.
definitely true.
You want some?
I don't want to eat that
Okay,
grass.
cool. All right.
But at the end of the day, people are eating food for the taste.
Exactly.
A lot of the time.
Exactly.
So that's the main appeal. But
yeah,
we've made it. We've made it to the hour mark.
Have we?
We have.
Okay.
This has been a great episode.
It has.
A meaty episode.
Dude, screw this.
I know
jackhammer
they're still
guy.
drilling. Anyway, Oren, come in here. So we'll be doing this every week.
Yeah.
This is episode 2. This is the second Saturday. We'll do it next
2 for 2,
Saturday.
going strong.
We'll get some guests on here. We are now on Apple Podcasts.
Finally,
So,
the time has come.
Finally.
The time has
Finally.
come.
So click the link in our bio to our website. All the links that are now up and running.
Yep.
Watch on YouTube though, so you can see the three of our
Yeah,
beautiful
honestly,
faces.
I mean, YouTube would be the best just because we spend time editing this and we spend time filming this and
spend a lot of time editing.
And
this.
we spent a lot. We got some technical difficulties last time, but hopefully it won't happen again.
So
anyways,
thanks for tuning in.
Let's do our fist bump, traditional fist bump.
3, 2, 1.
Boom. Good
Woo!
job. All right. We'll see you guys in the
Thanks
next
for
episode.
watching.